What's up guys, Beard Bra aka Mike here. Today's video I'm going to be showing you kind of how to make beard oil, kind of in depth as far as making your scent and just all that good stuff. So to start off, I'm going to be telling you guys kind of, just really quick, I want to say, like some people, if you don't know what beard oil is essentially oil that you put on your beard, obviously, that mimics the natural oils that are on your beard, because when you're, throughout your day, when you're touching your beard, you're stroking it, you're removing a lot of those oils. Beard oil does a really good job of kind of replacing that. Keeps your beard moisturized and smooth, looking good, and just keeps you from getting beard dandruff and all that stuff that you don't want to deal with. So I'm going to jump right in and kind of how to make it. I'm going to start off kind of just telling you what I got here. Beard oil is made in two parts. There's two parts to it. There's your carrier oil and your essential oil. Your carrier oil makes up about 99% of the beard oil. It's kind of the main factor, the main thing that moisturizes your beard and keeps it healthy. And the essential oils are these littler ones, which those ones are the ones that kind of, they have some therapeutic uses, but they're mainly just kind of like, they're a fragrance. They make like the scent. And these big ones are sorry I didn't say it before, the big ones are the carrier oils and the small ones are the essential oils. But yeah, so you got your carrier oil and your essential oil. You got your healthy kind of moisturizing benefits here, and then the smaller ones kind of making your scent. Some of them have therapeutic uses, you can argue, whatever. And when you're making your beard oil, there's kind of steps. So let's say I'm making 1 ounce. I have a little measuring glass here. This is shot glass, it's got measurements on it. I'm going to make probably a ½ ounce of beard oil today. So a ½ ounce of beard oil, I'm going to add about just a tiny bit less than a ½ ounce of just my carrier oils. And then with the essential oils, you kind of just do drops, and you can, because they're very strong, they're a lot more potent. These don't really have a smell, these have stronger smells, some are stronger than others. But I want to kind of get into the carrier oils that I have here and the essential oils I have here first before I get into the actual making. The two carrier oils I have are these two big ones. I buy the most of them because obviously you use more of them than the other ones, than the essential oils. I have golden jojoba oil, which jojoba oil seems to be the most popular. I'm yet to buy a beard oil that doesn't use jojoba. It's probably the most popular carrier oil out there. And then I have sweet almond oil. I just like this one. There's a lot of random ones. It's grapes, seed oil. There's a ton of them. I just prefer this one. So when you're going to buy your oils, you're going to come across, if you're going to buy the jojoba, you're going to come across two kinds. There's the golden jojoba oil and the clear jojoba oil. The only really difference between the two is that the clear jojoba oil has more of a scent to it, whereas the golden jojoba oil doesn't really have a scent, and I like it like that. I don't like it with a scent because I like to have my carrier oils with no scent really, just kind of a base with no scent, and then I like the essential oils just to start from scratch and making scents out of them. So these are the two carrier oils I have, and then as far as essential oils come in different categories. When you're making a scent, the anatomy of a scent is that there's a base note, a middle note, and a top note. Your base note is your baseline smell. It's kind of the main smell of your fragrance. And then the middle and the top notes are kind of just, changing like more subtle variations to the scent as you go like from middle note to top note. So the essential oils I have here are tea tree oil, rosewood oil, pine needle oil, eucalyptus oil, lavender oil, and cedarwood oil. Now, as far as the base notes I have here are the cedarwood oil and the rosewood oil. Rosewood could be argued, it could be middle note too, but it's also a base note, kind of more towards the middle note maybe. But whenever I'm making beard oil, the base note that I pretty much always use, I always start with the cedarwood. This is the base note that I just always start with. And then after you go with your base note, you go to a middle note, which is a little more of a stronger smell. Which brings me to my next point actually. When you're adding the base note, you add probably 20 drops of it. I'll show you right now when I'm making this ½ ounce. I'll let you start right now, it'll be easier to explain it. So I'm going to make a ½ ounce here. I'm going to start with the golden jojoba. I'm going to add 1/4 of an ounce, because I'm going to add the other 1/4 of the ounce is going to be this. Again, I'm making a ½ ounce here, putting in 1/4 ounce of the golden jojoba in right now. And I'm going to go another 1/4 of an ounce with the sweet almond oil. And these are my two carrier oils that will make up 99% of my beard oil. Alright, so now I pretty much have a little less than a half ounce in there. About 99% of my is going to be my carrier oils, like I keep saying. So I'm going to mix these up a little with a toothpick. Again, the carrier oils don't really have a scent, maybe a little bit, not really though at all. And now you want to start with your base note. Your base note is going to be, as far as your base note, middle note, top note, base note you're going to have probably the most drops of because it's not going to be the strongest. The top note is. You're going to want to be very careful with the top note and the middle notes. So for a half ounce here, I'm going to add about 15 drops of cedarwood. This is going to be my base smell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And just on a side note here, I'm using just one dropper. So you want to make sure if you're doing the same thing, you clean it off every time. Because you don't want to contaminate the other essential oils because they can be, I mean, some of them are really potent. And if you accidentally put a little bit in a different one, it'll ruin it completely. So you want to be careful with that. So we're going to kind of mix this up, see if I got a good cedarwood scent going here, maybe if I'll add more. See, now I have a pretty good cedarwood smell here. I'm going to add 5 more drops though, because I can just tell when I add the middle and top notes, it's kind of drawn it out if I keep it as is. So there's 5 more drops right there. Mix it up again. Alright, now I got that good woodsy, like base, nice, like that nice base cedarwood smell. I'm gonna go to a middle note, and just on a side note, I'm gonna put a link to a chart in the description, kind of like the base notes, middle notes, and top notes, what they all are, so you guys can kind of build off that. But I'm gonna go to a middle note now. Oh, actually, I'm gonna go from to a middle to my rosewood, which is base note. Kind of leaning a little towards more middle note. It's a little bit stronger, a little more potent. So I'm going to add probably about 5 drops of this. Wash it off here. I should get it off. Actually, I'm going to add probably 3. You always want to start less because if you add too much of one and it'll just take over your scent. You have to keep adding other ones and wasting essential oil to get back to your equilibrium. So I'm going to start with actually 2 here and see what I can get out of that. See how much that does to this. So you can definitely smell the rosewood presence. I actually like that a lot. I'm going to leave it actually at 2 drops. So I got that good woodsy smell. The rosewood has a little bit more of a floral, but kind of in the background, no sissy shit like that. Just a little bit more of that, floral smell there. Now I'm going to go to a strong middle note, which is probably lavender. You want to be careful with lavender. I'll probably only just add a drop to this. Maybe 2. Probably 2. I'll add 2 drops. See where we're at there. So now it's got that woodsy smell with that hint of lavender in there. It's kind of like a fresher, it's hard to explain the scent, but it's a little fresher smell in the back and kind of scent in the back there. And I'm going to finish off with a top note. I'm going to add 1 drop of whatever it is. I'm going to probably go with a eucalyptus. Going to add 1 drop of the eucalyptus. Again, eucalyptus is strong. If you add any more than that to this little amount, and it's just going to take over the entire scent. I could already just smell it from that bottle. It's really strong. So now it's exactly what I wanted. I'm going to add a little bit more cedarwood though, because now it's got a little bit too fresh of a smell, like kind of too minty. Not necessarily minty, but that strong, smell like that coming from the eucalyptus and the the eucalyptus and the lavender. So I'm going to add about probably 10 more drops. We'll go 7 or 8 drops of the cedarwood. See what we're cooking with here. See, that brought it back down. That nicely brought it back down to more of the woodsy with all the other good stuff in the background. So it's got like kind of a woodsy with like a woodsy smell with kind of a background like fresh floral kind of smell. It smells really good actually. But again, like you can play around with whatever you get. So now I have my beard oil ready. And this is kind of something I like to do. Like I said earlier, a lot of these essential oils have their own therapeutic uses. You can, some of them are, who knows if it's bullshit or not. Some of them are just kind of ridiculous, like make your dreams better, whatever. But some of them that for your skin actually work very well. Like this is tea tree oil is very good for acne. Just by itself, you can put it on acne. It's kind of harsh, so you gotta be careful. But whenever I make beard oil, for this little amount, it might kind of butcher the smell, but this one is a dropper. But when I make beard oil, I always add like a drop or two of tea tree oil because when I grow my beard, I used to break out a lot around here, kind of where my mustache is, and I didn't want to use face wash because a lot of face washes have benzoyl peroxide in it, which dries your face out, and it can kind of lead to dandruff in your beard, which you don't want. So I like this as a good substitute for that. I just kind of put a drop or two in. I'm just going to put a drop in this one because it's pretty strong, but it'll kind of help combat the acne that you might be getting around your beard. And it also smells good too. It's kind of strong, but it smells good. Yeah, it didn't do that much. It's not bad. So once you have this, you can buy a bottle like this. They're cheap. You can buy like 5 of them for like, I don't know, a couple dollars. I put it in there and I just have it for a while. So it's another reason I think beard oil is like, making your own beard oil is kind of the way to go. You can save a ton of money. Like right here, I spent less than $100 on these oils, and I can make enough oil for literally probably 10 years. Whereas you go on the internet, you buy a bottle this big of oil, it's like 30 bucks. So you definitely can see the benefit here, and it's a lot of fun. You can make your own scents. You can get exactly what you want. So now I'm going to go into kind of where you begin. If let's say you're sitting there right now, you don't have any oils, you have no idea where to begin. You want to start off carrier oils. The carrier oils I would recommend buying just to start off. Golden jojoba, sweet almond oil. These are 2 good ones. You can just buy these. You can just buy the golden jojoba oil alone, honestly, for your carrier oils. So these definitely, if you're buying carrier oils, it's not really that hard. Just pick like one of these. And then when you're going for essential oils, you're probably thinking, I don't know what scent I'm going to make. I don't even know how any of these smell. Where do I begin? I was in the same situation. What I kind of did is I kind of looked at the charts for the base note, middle note, top note, and I kind of bought like 2 from each category. And with that, if you do that, you'll be able to make some good scents for sure. Because that's how the kind of fragrance, that's kind of how it works, that's like the process. So no, like I said, cedarwood is my favorite base note. I would probably start with that. You can just get that, you'll be good for base notes. Gives you that woodsy smell, that masculine smell. Then as far as middle notes, some popular ones, here I got them right here actually. Some of the popular middle notes that you have here are, cypress, juniper, pine, what else we got here? Palma rosa. And then for the top notes, so yeah, you just want to pick one off the middle notes, maybe grab 2 of those that sound appealing to you. And then you can go to your top notes. From some of the most popular top notes, I would say are, you got cinnamon here, eucalyptus, which I have, I like that one a lot. Lemon's good, lime, orange, peppermint. Peppermint's very strong, so you gotta be careful with that one. Tangerine. And on a side note, some of these are, they're pretty strong, so you want to be careful. They can be kind of harsh on your face, especially the tea tree oil, the peppermint. So you want to be careful when you're buying those. But yeah, just grab, 2 essential oils from each category, and then your carrier oils, and you should be good to start off. You'll kind of see where you're at from there. Again, when you're making your beard oil, your carrier oils are going to be 99% of the whole mix, and then you're just adding drops of your base note, middle note, and top note to get to the scent that you want to get to. You don't want to go crazy. You don't want to do like 50 drops of your base note, 30 drops of your middle note. Like way too much essential oil, your face is going to be extremely irritated. So you want to keep it low. Say you're making an ounce, start with 20, 25 drops of cedarwood, and then, or whatever your base note is, and then kind of go off there. Again, when you're adding your middle and top notes, less is more. Start with a little bit, see how you like it, and then build your way up. Because if you put too much, it's going to take over the base note completely, and you're going to end up wasting a ton of oil. So I think I pretty much covered the majority of what I wanted to cover. If you guys have any questions or comments, you can message me, leave them below. I'll definitely get back to you. I just want to make sure I kind of answer all your guys' questions in regards to this. Again, I'll put a link in the description to the chart so you can see, what the base notes, middle notes, and top notes are. I'll put a link to where I bought these oils. I got a good deal on these. So with all that being said, thanks for watching. You guys can subscribe, follow me on Instagram at BeardBra, and I'll see you guys in the next video.